Hey y'all, so how can I do like 3 or 4 different parts to a video and well it's 3 or 4 different videos but the same topic? It's weird because could I say something wrong in one video and write in another that on that same topic I get nothing but thumbs down on, like, say for example, if I do part 1 of a video and I get 5 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down, in the next video I get like all 5 thumbs down and no thumbs up. Then the third video I might get like 2 thumbs up and then 1 thumbs down. And it's like, damn, what am I saying wrong? You know? So, I mean, what did I say wrong in one video than the other? And that's another thing I notice is if I might do like 4 or 5 parts to a video, and some parts get more views than others. Like part 4 and 5 might get way more views than part 1 or 2. Um, it's like some people will watch some part and not the other. Not that you have to do it, but you know, some people. I mean, I don't know what makes some people more interested in one part and not the other. But then they will rather judge and condemn rather than hearing all 5 parts of the story out, no matter what topic. Um, that puzzles me. But me, if I'm gonna watch something, I'll either watch all 5, but I'm not gonna just watch parts 4 and 5 and not watch 1, 2, and 3. You know, um, or I'll at least strive to watch everything. So, um, this video right here, I'm gonna talk about how growing up, ever since a child, I never really got to have full control over my mind and my thoughts. That lady, Miss Paula, who we used to call T Paula, from the nursery, the daycare, was the first person who I remember when I was in 3rd grade, and her face was violently, forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind. And I was like, that must have been like the year 1992, because I was 8 going on 9 and it was the summer. And I think that was my last year at that nursery, the daycare. And so T Paula, I don't remember why she made me mad, but I'm pretty sure she whipped me that day or punished me that day. Then I came home and it's like her face was violently, forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind. Some people say that's witchcraft or that's voodoo. But there are some people who I'm pretty sure are not connected with voodoo. And if they offend or upset me, you know, or it can be the year 2020 like it is, and like somebody from when I was 3 years old, I can be sitting in my room all day. If I had my own place or in a hotel room, and that person's name or face will be violently, forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind. Like, and when I say that, like their face will be heavily, like strongly pictured in my mind against my will. Their face, or I don't hear, like, it's kind of hard to explain. But you know, people always been like, "Oh, you seeing or hearing things that are not there?" Like in the fake mental health people, and I know what that means. They want us to try to wonder if I'm hallucinating or something. And it's like they try to force me to say yeah, or they try to coercively manipulate me into saying yeah on purpose for an excuse to have me locked up in a mental institution. They're not there to help. So I mean, um, I knew I always grew up have. I mean, I grew up always having a strange mind. That's unusual. That's I know my and it's probably my abusive upbringing and dissociation and stuff like that. So I mean, my abusive upbringing and like they used to you know, my abusive upbringing, with the teachers in kindergarten used to lock us up in closets. It's like small janitorial closets and stuff. So there was this video that somebody did, like a I think he did the video on 4th of July, and I saw it sometime last week. And he told me that my experiences seemed so similar to his, in which I'm like, wow, you know. But then he did like 3 parts to a video, but the third one I couldn't even watch because, like, after the second video, he started to talk too much New Age. It's like he was mixing Christianity with New Age, so I couldn't even continue watching it. But the first video, I was very much able to relate. But I'm gonna try to find the video and put it in my description box. But I would have like a there would be like people would treat me so mean and so abusive that it seemed like I only had strong feelings of care and love for only a select few people, while most people I freaking hated because they treated me mean and abusive. But I don't know why the foster mom was abusive and mean, and I thought I felt like I loved and cared about her as a mother when the feelings weren't reciprocated. And so when you have obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, you end up having unwanted intrusive thoughts about people who you care strongly about. And so that white teacher, Miss Lisa Verga was her name. And Miss Verga, when I was 12 years old in 7th grade, I used to consider her my favorite teacher. But then um, she used to love me, and I used to be able to tell her all my problems, and she used to have a lot of respect for me. But then the foster mom, it didn't take long for the foster mom to put like poison her head about me. And then one time I told Miss Virgo about a nightmare I had about her at the beginning of 7th grade, and I was very affected by that nightmare. And it's like too embarrassing. Well, I mean, I was 12 years old, and it was around the time that people were watching porn around me. So I had a nightmare that a guy was like tongue kissing Miss Virgo on her neck, and I was only in 7th grade, and I felt like emotionally disturbed by it, and I told her about it the next day, and then she told me, "Well, when you hug me, I don't like to be touched," and she said that she was molested when she was younger. So, like when she was 8 years old or something, I don't remember who she said she was molested by. So then she started to not want to like she started to act like she was uncomfortable around me or didn't want to touch me or get close to me, but she was nice and she hugged everybody else. And so I don't even know if she was a perp, a gang stalking perp, because when I last saw her in 2005 before Hurricane Katrina, I called myself being excited to see her, and she treated me like the stinking crab family did, treated me like as if my presence wasn't welcome, and pretty much ignored me most of the time. But that was after the foster mom got in her head and she started acting different. Um, so when I was 12 years old in seventh grade, that was the year 1995 and 96. Um, and so then, um, fast forward to a few years later, and like shortly, I mean, I've always been a fan of Aaliyah growing up, and like, but then when I heard about the R. Kelly thing, I didn't know, I was too young. I was 11, didn't know what the hell was going on. And the mainstream media and everybody blamed Aaliyah for what happened and let R. Kelly run free until they wait till the surviving R. Kelly. Now everybody wants to side with Aaliyah now. But shortly after Aaliyah died, um, that's when I felt like emotionally close to her. It's like as if like I had just turned 18, and it's like I I had growing up, they always made it like you have to have a role model in your life, a positive role model in your life. So it's like after I turned 18, wasn't gonna see Miss Virgo no more, and then you know wasn't in the foster mom. I was still under her control, but the foster mom, but still, you know, not I was still under the foster mom's control, but I was of legal age now and partially on my own by living in the college dorms, But like after Aaliyah died, I felt emotionally close to Aaliyah, and then um, so my twin sister and the foster sister Joni, when we were in eighth grade and stuff. Well, Joni was 4 years older than us, but we were in eighth grade, and they used to be just as much of a fan of Aaliyah as I was. But like after becoming a Christian in like 2013 and stuff, I had to learn about idolatry, and threw all of Aaliyah's CDs and all her posters away and everything, and then not finding out more stuff about Aaliyah, with the conspiracy thing with the I don't know what to believe now. They're trying to say Aaliyah's still alive and not dead, and talking about you know, the horse face tranny clone or whatever that's that she's still alive or whatever. They say Tupac is still alive. So it's like I would have unwanted and intrusive thoughts about Aaliyah, the same kind of thoughts I used to have about the foster mom and Miss Virga, and the idea of obsessive compulsive disorder. If you have unwanted intrusive thoughts about people who you care about the most, but I try to mentally and emotionally detach myself from Aaliyah after finding out the truth. But then I still have, even after hearing about the Aaliyah supposedly being a dude or a guy with a bulge or a penis or whatever, and they're like, oh, look at the Adam's apple in this picture, or look at the penis in this video, or whatever, or look at that bulge right there. And I still can't get that. I mean, I heard about how a lot of celebrities are switch genders at birth. They even say Beyonce son, I mean the daughter Blue Ivy is actually a boy. And they said Beyonce is actually a man too, and that Tina Knowles is a man. I wonder if Aaliyah's mom, Miss Diane Horton, is a man too, if that's the case, or if Mr. Michael Horton was the woman. You know, so even then, if that's true, but I'm still like attacked all day, every day with unwanted, intrusive thoughts about people I hate or people who I'm angry with doing sexual stuff to violating Aaliyah sexually. In the same way back then, I used to have unwanted thoughts about people violating Miss Virgo sexually, or or the foster mom, or a couple of other people in my life. I can't think of at the moment who I was emotionally close to, but it's like I would have like unwanted and intrusive thoughts that bothered me. And I'm not gay, I'm not a lesbian, and I never had thought sexual about myself and that person or any of those people. So it's like I can be listening to my favorite songs, and then people unwanted and intrusive in my mind would you know their face or name be heavily forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind, and I can't think what I want or how I want, or if I try to think something the way I want, the thought will be distorted. And back in like 2013 or 2014, I found about this thing called maladaptive daydreaming, that stems from trauma, like early childhood trauma and abuse. But a lot of people try to make it like as if they agreed that I was not abused and that what the foster mom did was not abuse. But why does my mind like wander off into a day? A lot of times it will wander off into a daydream scenario without me even being consciously aware of it. And then with the OCD, unwanted thoughts, you know with the unwanted thoughts, it's like people would what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, yeah, it's like, for sorry, my mind went blank. But it's like I would have like little to no control over the thoughts in my mind, and like sometimes you can be just laying there and think about a what if scenario, like a fantasy, um like say I can have a daydream or a fantasy about myself, being at the beach by myself, at peace and relaxing with nobody else, and it's just me, and it be illegal or something like that. It doesn't always have to be a perverted or a sexual thought. But it's like I think that guy was talking in a video about how he was talking in his video about how he was wondering how some he had some similar thoughts, and he was wondering if it was related to the remote neural monitoring. And he said that he would accidentally blurt out stuff too. Like I would have OCD. Like in the previous video, I think it was, I accidentally blurted out Aaliyah's name when I didn't mean to. I wasn't even thinking about her at that time, and I accidentally blurted out like, "Wait a minute, what did I just say?" And which is very rare because a lot of times I walk around with fear that I'm gonna accidentally blurt out something. Um, a lot of times my unwanted thoughts are so heavy that I'll be afraid that I'm gonna blurt them out, and I have to think extra heavy. And it's worse when when I have my sleep deprivation now. So I don't even know how far or how long this technology has been. Like, if you have unwanted, like repetitive unwanted thoughts that pop up in your head, like back in 2007, they used to have a lot of pop up ads that, you know how when you have a bad virus on your computer and they have just so many pop up ads. That's how the unwanted thoughts are. And the more I try to, like, the more you try to cancel the pop up ads, like if you delete three pop up ads and then 12 more come, and then you delete those 12 and 25 more come, and something like that, you know. So that's how it is with the unwanted thoughts. Like, the more I try to mentally fight them out, that's the stronger they get and more intense. Like, as if I just lost the battle or had, and I try to ask my, like, when I used to ask on Yahoo Answers back then, am I the only one going through this? And everybody would ignore me when I try to ask if other people, so that's crazy. I finally found somebody else who, you know, I think he mentioned about unwanted thoughts too, or intrusive thoughts, and also connected with, I guess forced speech. And I had Tourette's, OCD, and anxiety and depression. And so, all this, like, there would be a point in time when I would get extremely nervous just talking on the phone. And, like, when I'm talking on the phone with a stranger, and I will have, like, unwanted thoughts ready to be blurted out when I try to fight against it. And I'm glad I never blurted out. But I think a few times in junior high and high school, or maybe elementary school, I not that often, but I would have strong fears that it would happen. But I think I've had a few little moments where I accidentally blurted out something and then lost a whole bunch of friends, you know, or everybody turned against me and thought I was weird or crazy. And a lot of times, the unwanted intrusive thoughts, a lot of times seem like they're gibberish or don't make sense, you know. Um, but yeah, it's 2000, like July 15th, 2020, and I still will have unwanted and intrusive thoughts about, Aaliyah being pregnant or sexually violated by, a person that I'm mad at. And it's crazy because it's even if the person was another female, I could be walking like down the street and say hello to somebody, and they could be a perp or not, and they get an attitude and roll their eyes at me, and then I feel like I did something wrong, and then I start feeling anxiety and feeling nervous, and then I have unwanted intrusive thought if that person say I had sex with Aaliyah Houghton Candy because Aaliyah's last name was Houghton, and so I mean it's and then kind of find out Aaliyah was being molested and raped growing up too, you know. So I didn't even know that at the time I was having, you know, because a lot of people denied the R. Kelly thing, and then they even said that she had which I proven in a couple of videos, a couple of weeks ago and about a month ago. Um, so that she has that secret love child with R. Kelly, you know. So it's like now it's like I don't have any close emotion or care about anybody, not even any of my family members, nobody. I just don't. Try to not even put my heart on anybody, any human nowadays, because you know it seems like as of humanity has failed me so much that I feel like just about, just about, not exactly, but just about every human being that I've come across online or in person. So many people, and just so many people that I feel like they're on my hate list. Or I just feel like I don't like nobody no more. I just get frustrated at, like, I'm trying to give myself a chance and give hope every day. I'm trying to give myself and other people a chance. But it's like no more chance of anybody to love or care about me or be nice to me. And I'm be afraid to get close to people, like afraid to get hurt again emotionally and psychologically and mentally, you know. So it's like I have what you call complex PTSD that doctors refuse to recognize. And with so many gang stalking perps, it's like, I care too much for people and just keep getting hurt. But it's like I can never feel like emotionally close with somebody, you know. It's like I cannot. My family has done me fucked up enough. The biological family and the foster family had done me fucked up enough that I can't even love not one. I can't even love any more family members. They all turned against me. I can't love them no more. And it's like when I try to reach out and try to care about and try to love and try to feel emotionally close to anybody, I always get, family or not, I always get rejected with vicious hate, anger. Like if even my family members have a crisis in the family, like, so if some family member gets shot or something, and I call showing concern, and then they hang up in my face and block my number. So I gotta go because the video is warning me. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.